Hi, I'm going to try and coach you through how to set up a data table that will allow you to make a double line graph completely for tonight's lab write-up. Today in class, we went through our class data and we calculated what averages were for the major groups of different salinities that were tested. And then most of the class or most of the individuals took their actual individual team data and created a data table and then a graph on the whiteboards. So we all decided that we were going to make line graphs because that would be the best or most appropriate way of viewing this data. However, we also need to make sure that there's two lines on this line graph, that there's one line for the entire class's data, which should be our averages that we calculated here. And then there should be a second line for your team's data. Now, this poses a little bit of a problem because there's a very good chance that you may not have tested the exact same salinities that our class averages were using. So I'd like to show you what I would suggest to help you with that problem. First off, I suggest that you actually cut and paste that data into a different section, into a different area, and you'll find that you can actually make room for your team's data. So this particular graphic shows that the class tested a 0 PSU, but so did my team. And my team got 26% of cysts hatching in that dish. My team did not test 8.75 like the class averages did, but my team did test a 10. So I cut and pasted and slid all of the class data down and then added my team's 10 salinity level and the percent of cysts that hatched there. I did the same thing for 20 salinity level, and I did the same thing, almost the same thing, for 50. For the salinity of 50, both the class and my team completed and tested and ran and got data for that salinity level. So now you have this data table with gaps. You cannot make up this set of number that is missing here. That is completely falsifying data, and that is a huge no-no. But what you can do is tell the computer to forget about it. So when we go to graph, I'm going to highlight all of my data, only my data, and then I'm going to go up to the chart wizard. Let's see, right there. I'm going to select that I'm going to do a line graph, and I'm going to go and get rid of this line that was just my salinity levels. I'm going to do that by clicking this bottom box. And I'll notice my graph looks terrible. I can see that my class data is blue and that I started with a data point, went to the next data point, but for some reason it didn't connect to this one, and this one didn't connect to this one. And the reason for that is because of the gaps in my data table. But that's okay, we've found a workaround. So after you've connected this, or you've seen this type of selection, you're going to go to customization and scroll down very slowly until you find features. Features is in the middle of this section, just above where you can change the labels for the axes. And I'd like you to select the plot null values. That means they want you to actually connect all the dots, even if that means going past a missing data point. When you do that, it connects each of your data points to the next in that particular grouping. So all your class data is connected and all your team's data is connected. At this point, you have a complete graph. Now, my graph is not appropriate yet because I haven't figured out how to make my title better, nor have I labeled my X and my Y. To label my X and Y, you just simply choose horizontal and then type in what you're going to write. Your horizontal must be the independent variable. Do not write independent variable. Make certain that you actually tell me what really is the independent variable of this lab. And then you can do the same thing for the vertical axis. This is your Y axis. So tell me then what this should be labeled. Don't tell me dependent variable, though that is true. Tell me what those numbers are representing. When you've completed that, then you can hit insert, and you will be able to plunk this beautiful graph with all of its fantastic labels into your Google Doc. To do that, you can simply go up, pull down this little menu here. When you pull down this little menu, it will give you an opportunity to copy the graph, and then you can cut and paste that into your Google Classroom template. Thank you very much and good luck.